It is a place where Arjuna is saying in this chapter that, my dear Krishna, whatever process you have explained to me of going to the Himalayas, performing meditation, and not really doing anything, it's so difficult for me. I don't think I can do that. And Arjuna is saying, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadram vayor eva sudushkaram. So now just imagine, Arjuna is a warrior of Dwapar Yuga. He has so many accolades designated to himself. He's like one of the greatest warrior of his time. He fought with Indra, he fought with Shiva, he fought with many, many great personalities. He's from Dwapar Yuga age and he's one of the greatest warrior of Dwapar Yuga. So what is he saying about this process to be able to control the mind and to be able to fix mind on super soul? He's saying, my dear Krishna, what you're recommending is not possible for me. And the reason he is giving why it is not possible for me, because Arjuna is admitting very humbly, very honestly, that, my dear Krishna, you may be recommending me this process, but my mind is very flickering. He's chanchala. Chanchala means very flickering. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramathi is not only flickering, but like a pramathi, like a mad, very like a mad person. Pramatta means madness. Pramatta means I won't listen to anybody. I would just do whatever comes to my mind, like a sense of madness. So Arjuna is saying, my mind is flickering, my mind is mad. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavad. Balavad means very strong. Somebody could be a mad person, but if you give power to that mad person and who's a very restless mad person, what do you think? What that restless, mad, strong person can do to you? Just imagine. I will give you a small analogy. And then Krishna says, Tasyaham nigraham manne vayor eva sudushkaram. So basically, he's giving three important characteristics to his own mind, being very honest and being very humble, being very, uh, in that sense. He's saying, my mind is flickering, my mind is mad, and it's very strong. Now, just imagine a child who is very rebel child, and he's like very flickering, rebel, flickering, keep changing every moment, and very strong. And you're living with that child. So, what it would be your experience like? How would you feel if you're living with a children who is very strong, very obstinate, very rebellious, and like a mad person, a very flickering? What would be your experience like? It would be like if you can really handle that child, you would be like the best parent of the whole creation. You would be like a best person, most evolved person if you could do that. Arjuna is saying, I am not that evolved person. If Arjuna is saying, I am not that person who can handle this childlike mind, who is obstinate, very powerful, like a mad person. So what are the hope for us? We are the people of the Kali Yuga, and we don't have any such capabilities as Arjuna had. Remember, Arjuna won over Draupadi by winning a kind of a condition what was put by Drupad, I mean Drishtadyumna, the Draupadi's father, wherein you have to see the shadow of a fish and you have to shoot the eyes of a fish by looking at the shadow of a fish. You could just imagine that if we were to shoot at the eyes of a fish by looking at the shadow of a fish, how much difficult it would be. Practically impossible. But Arjuna did it. Arjuna was able to do that. If Arjuna was able to do that great activity of being able to pierce the fish eyes by looking at the shadow of a fish, how much controlled mind, how much focused mind he must be having, right? And he's saying, my dear Krishna, I cannot control this obstinate, uncontrolled, strong, and mad mind. If you ask me to control tornadoes, I can control tornadoes. Vayor eva sudushkaram. I can control tornadoes, I can control hurricanes. But my dear mind, don't ask me to control this mind. I mean, must be experience for all of us, especially me. I can say that when the mind takes over me, I mean, if mind have certain strong rigidity, it's so difficult to channel and to maneuver the mind to the thing on to be able to be on purpose and to be able to do what I want to do. I just get swayed away in the emotional turbulence of the mind. I just get swayed away what mind is dictating me. I just helplessly do whatever the mind says, even though I don't want to do. That is what Arjuna also had said in the third chapter. That what is that force, Krishna, that forces me to act sinfully even though I don't want it? And we can just see in all of our lives that many a times situation would come wherein you want to do certain things. We have desire to do certain things, but the obstinate, uncontrolled, turbulent, and very strong mind won't enable you to do that. So now, what is the reason why we are not able to do that and how to do it? The reason why we are not able to do that is the contamination of the mind and the faith which we have put on the mind that if my mind do something, then it must be doing for my good. That is the faith we have on the mind. And you can say, how come I don't have that kind of faith? I don't have that kind of a belief system wherein I think that by fulfilling my mind's desire, I'm going to get fulfilled. In the Sankhya Yoga, in the third canto of Bhagavatam, it is clearly mentioned the mind has derived its power from you. Very powerful thing this is. The mind has derived its own power to control you from you. How come we can say that? So now the soul wants to enjoy independent of Krishna. The soul wants to do whatever soul wants to do because soul has chosen to become independent of Krishna and soul has come to this material world. Now soul wants to enjoy independent of Krishna. But by itself, soul and matter is incompatible. When I say incompatible, the soul cannot experience matter, the soul cannot touch matter. So now there has to be an interface by which the soul will relate with the matter. And the interface by which the soul relates with the material world is a mind. So now there is a secret dealing which has happened between the soul and the mind. The soul has said, okay, what I would do is I want to enjoy this material world and you can help me doing it. But mind says, oh, I don't have power. How to do that? The soul says, okay, I will give you the power and you give me the independent enjoyment. And now this deal is finalized between mind and soul. The soul has given power to the mind, and mind has promised soul that I will give you independent pleasure. And the soul believes the mind. The soul have faith on the mind. Yes, give me independent pleasure. So now that power mind has taken from the soul, and now mind is the nature of mind is first of all the nature of the mind is cannot be fixed at one point of time at one place. It's like it's like the owner of a car who does not want to drive by himself. He's very weak, and he has given the power to the driver of the car. My dear driver, you take me wherever you want to take me, but I want to enjoy the ride. So the owner of a car sitting in the car wants to enjoy the ride of a car and has given the power to driver. And this driver knows how to drive, but this driver does not know where to go and what are the conditions, limitations, and at what speed he can drive and what speed he cannot drive. He's not trained to drive in those particular situations. And because this driver is not trained to drive in those conditions, so driver is taking wherever driver wants. He's going left, he's going right, he's going straight, he's going at whatever speed he wants. So what do you think? What will be the experience of driver be like? So driver's experience would be completely, what's happening with completely restless, completely unsatisfied, completely, I mean, out of control. And because the power is being given to driver, And driver is not listening to mind the person now, the owner now, because the power has been given away. The power has been given away to the mind, and mind, like a driver, power has been given away to the driver. So similar thing is happening to all of us. The mind has taken the control because of one independent desire of a soul, and that independent desire has developed into a lot of contamination. So now let's imagine this mind was driving. We can extend same example. This mind was driving the car, and he was breaking all the red lights. He was breaking all the speed limits. He was breaking basically all the rules of driving. So what do you think? What would be happening? Will the ticket goes to driver or will go to you? Because the car belongs to you. Because the car belongs to me, all the tickets, all the red flags will come to my account, will come to me. I will have to pay that. So this is what has happened to all of us. So now because we have given the control to mind, and the mind has taken control for so many millions of lifetimes. And mind as a driver of my car has been breaking so many rules and regulations of this material world. And that has become like a history of my driving, history of my car, history of my whole driving journey. Similarly, every soul have their own history of a soul, and the history is I have accumulated lot of contamination in my consciousness. I have accumulated lot of dirty things in my mind, in my subtle body, in my own chittam, in my own consciousness. And the history is because I have given away the power to mind, and mind is not being guided where the soul wants to go. That is why the mind is like breaking all rules, and the you can say, oh, mind is breaking the rule. You can say the driver is breaking the rule, but it would be on your account. You will be responsible for that. Similarly, although everything is being carried away by the mind, but the soul is responsible, and soul is responsible to be able to correct the mind now. And the only way by which the mind could be corrected is by first of all removing that independent desire to be away from Krishna. Unless we remove this desire of being independent of Krishna, till that point of time, there is no hope that I can ever control my mind. That is not possible. You can try forcefully for some time, but because of its power, it will again go into same direction. It has own proclivity, it has own nature and inclinations. Because mind you, the driver is sitting on the driver's seat, and he has a whole power of the car. He just have to press the pedal. The car will have his own engine, has his own power, have his own mechanism. And this mechanism is three modes of material nature. He just have to press the pedal and the car will take his speed. The car is fantastic. No matter how much hard the owner wants, driver will not stop. Unless unless me as a soul of this drivers of this body car agrees to abide by Krishna's instructions. Abide by again following Krishna's instruction. And Krishna's instruction is you are dependent on me, have my purpose as your purpose. Don't have independent purpose. The moment we have independent purpose of Krishna, that very moment, we may think we are independent, but mind is taking a charge. And mind is completely independent of you. You may think that I have become independent of Krishna, but ultimately what is happening is we are becoming dependent on the mind. We're trying to become independent of Krishna, and in that independence, we have become dependent on the mind. So which situation is better, to be dependent on the mind or to be dependent on Krishna? Which one do you think is better situation? To be dependent on the mind or to be dependent on Krishna? And mind you, the mind's nature is obstinate, rebellious, strong, mad child. And you're dependent on that person, on that mind. It's very dangerous situation to be able to be thinking that I can be dependent on Krishna and still be happy. First reason. Second reason, okay, I understand that I'm dependent on the mind. And what would happen if I become dependent on Krishna? What would change? What dynamics would change? The most important dynamics what changes that when we become dependent on Krishna, our soul becomes satisfied. And when our soul becomes satisfied by dependent on Krishna and by engaging my mind in Krishna's service and by following Krishna's purpose in this world, by chanting his holy name, by reading about Krishna, by hearing about Krishna, about his nature, about kind of enjoyment which is available to be with Krishna, about Krishna's nature, Krishna's personality, Krishna's activities. When we understand about all these different features of Krishna, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's name, Krishna's activities, we become we become attracted toward Krishna, then it is like a food for a soul. And when the moment I become complete, become satisfied, that very moment I don't need to follow mind instruction because the primary contract is over. You are breaking the primary contract, and the primary contract is I want to seek independent pleasure, and my dear mind, please give it to me. And because you have completely got satisfied in Krishna's service, now you don't need mind. You don't have to follow mind's instruction in that way because you have fulfilled your heart, you have fulfilled your you have fulfilled your stomach, the stomach of a soul, and then you can easily break it, the association with the mind. So it's like that. If somebody is a hungry, if somebody is a hungry person, so let's say I have not eaten anything from the last 5 days. So how would I feel? How would my experience be like? If I have not eaten anything from the last 5 days, then no matter what happens and whatever is being given to me, I want to eat that. Let's say if I have not eaten anything from the 5 days, I will eat whatever comes in front of me. It is unhealthy, it is uncooked, it is not good for me, it is whatever comes in front of me, I will eat that because I'm hungry right now. So, but if I have eaten, like say, 10 course meal, healthy Vedic cuisine, prasadam you have eaten, like a chappan bhog, rajbhog, like it has mango juice, it has like a sweet rice, it has like puri, it has like a cheese, whatever is your desire is you want to eat. You have eaten your best meal, healthiest meal, and now somebody comes and give you 5 days old dry bread. Will you eat that 5 days old dried bread? No, we will not eat that. The reason why we will not eat that because my heart is satisfied, my stomach is fulfilled. And because my heart is satisfied, my stomach is fulfilled, naturally there is a detachment from that 5 days old dried bread, isn't it? Will you be still be attached to eating 5 days old dried bread, which has fungus on it, if you have eaten the healthy, nice meal, freshly cooked meal? You will not be. That is a similar thing what Krishna is explaining in this particular verse. My dear Arjuna, if you think of me, if you become my devotee, if you satisfy your heart in my service, then easily you will become detached from any other kind of a pleasure. And because you're becoming detached from any kind of pleasure, the mind will lose control from you. The mind will lose control over you because the primary contract is over. I don't want the deliverables. There is no contract. And if the primary contract is over between mind and you, it may have some momentum because sometime winding up is not easy. It would take its own time to stop. For example, if a fan is running for a long time, if you switch the fan off, then the fan would not stop immediately. It would take some time to come to rest. But for that, we have to stop the switch. We have to stop providing electricity to the fan. So the switching of the fan means start having pleasure from Krishna consciousness, from chanting, from hearing about Krishna. That's like switching of the fan. But you would see sometime still the fan is running. Still I'm getting attracted to same thing. Still I want to do same thing. But for that, you just need a Practice now. The mind would take you, but just bring it back to the original purpose. To bring it back to Krishna's lotus feet, bring it back to Krishna's holy name, bring it back to hearing about Krishna. Again, it will go back. Again, you just bring it back. Again, it will go. Again, bring it back. Sometimes we may be helpless. Oh, I'm not able to control the mind. Take Krishna's help. Krishna is ready to help us in controlling the mind. Pray to Krishna. Krishna, please allow me to be my mind attached to you. So we are not praying to Krishna. Krishna, please help me controlling the mind. No, that is not the prayer at all. The prayer is, Krishna, please help me getting attracted to your lotus feet. Krishna, please get me attracted to your holy name. Krishna, please get me attracted to hearing about you. Krishna, please get me attracted to do devotion service to you. Krishna, please get me attracted to be always in your consciousness. Please get me attracted to do all of that. And once we become attracted to all of that, then there is no point you will come back because you are experiencing a higher taste. If you're experiencing a higher taste, there is no point you will slip down again to the lower taste. For that, two things, practice and detachment, practice and detachment, practice and detachment. Detachment will be possible only when we become attached to Krishna. Sometime we may not have that primary attachment. So for that, we have to purposefully become detached. Okay, now, yes, I am getting this urged, I am getting this anger, I am getting this experience, I am getting that particular kind of a urges. I'm observing it is there and I'm choosing to be detached from it. I'm letting it go. You can say how it is possible. It is possible by practice. That's what Krishna is saying. Abhyasa, practice, and detachment. Same thing we can apply in chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra also. When we chant our rounds, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Same principle we can apply there also. Principle how we can apply? You will chant and you will hear, but the mind will take you to different direction. Mind will start thinking, start giving you some idea. Mind will start giving you something which has been pending and which you would not remember if you were not chanting. It would come all the things you will remember only during chanting. So now the detachment is, my dear Krishna, I know, my dear mind, I know you have all these ideas, but I will not do it. I want to hear Krishna's name. So just focus on Krishna's name is like mind will knock on your in your consciousness to gain your attraction, to gain your attachment, to gain your attention. The mind will knock on the door of your consciousness, but I am agreeing to not open the door. I will not open the door. Let the mind keep knocking. If there is a guest come to your house, if it keeps knocking and if you don't open, the guest will go away. Similarly, when the mind knock on your consciousness during chanting and make want you to do certain thing, want you to open the door of your consciousness and wants to attract your attention, just don't give it to him. Think mind to be a third person. The mind is there and I'm not opening the door. So just become detached and keep doing it over and over. That is practice. So practically we can apply this verse during our chanting. Just become detached from the any ideas your mind would give. Be absorbed in hearing Krishna's name and just keep doing it over and over. One round, two round, four round, eight round, 16 round. If we can just do that, you would see controlling the mind would be very, very easy for all of us. I've experienced in my own personal life when I have not done good chanting, I would be just all over the place. I would do whatever my mind says. But in some good days, by Krishna's blessing, chanting is okay, and I'm able to 5% able to hear whatever I've chanted. It will be very centered, focused, and it will be easy to observe the mind and let it go. So that is a very important trick Krishna is giving you. Abhyasa, practice, and detachment, especially while bringing this verse alive when we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that is what we can understand from this particular verse. And I think I have shared a lot. If maybe anybody have any comment, any sharing, any realizations, any would like to share something, maybe we can do it now. I'll read the verse one more time. The blessed Lord says, O mighty arm, son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by practice and detachment. So I would be happy to hear from all of you. Any doubts, any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Chaitanya.
So when you say detachment, uh, uh, if we keep on practicing, detachment will follow, or is there a way to detach?
So we have to practice becoming attached to Krishna.
Hmm.
By practicing becoming attached to Krishna, detachment will come.
Right. Makes sense.
Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Practicing chanting Hare Krishna mantra, practicing reading Bhagavad Gita, practicing doing service to Krishna. Automatically detachment will come. The principle is very simple. If you have eaten food, healthy food, you will not go for unhealthy food. Very simple principle.
On Bhagavad Gita, a quick question.
Yeah.
So, is there any source to hear the slokas, like a Sanskrit version to listen somewhere?
I mean,
Is there a source?
Sanskrit version is one thing, but understanding what Krishna is saying, Srila Prabhupada has given Srila Bhagavad Gita as it is. I think you have the copy. I can
Yeah, I
share
do.
the Srila Prabhupada lectures on Bhagavad Gita. Hear those lectures, Srila Prabhupada lectures, and then by hearing those lectures, you will get to know much more deeper meaning, and you will also hear about Krishna from pure devotee. And when you hear about Krishna from pure devotee, it has very powerful impact. So it will just penetrate the ignorance and just clear up and light up the consciousness. That's the most powerful thing, one of the most powerful process of hearing Srila Prabhupada lectures on Bhagavad Gita.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else?
But is there a source again? Like, is there a source to listen the Sanskrit anywhere? Like,
Yeah,
Vedanta
I
based?
think there are many. I think if you search Braj Beats channel, Braj Beats channel they have chanted verses, so you can hear from there.
Okay,
The channel Braj Beats,
thanks.
they have recorded the whole chapter, 18 all the 18 chapters, the verses chanting.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else would like to share their realization, their striking point, any doubts, any questions?